Hi, welcome. Now this is lesson number 2, interest. Um, there there is only compound interest because that's the one which has a lot of marks and it's not as straightforward as simple interest. We have done simple interest, and that is as simple as how simple interest will forever come to you. So let's get started with this. Now, first of all, let's make sure you don't want to lose marks because of your calculator being in the wrong mode. So with these extracts, I have went to past question papers and I have taken five extracts. Now I'm going to try to cover as much ground as possible, but if there is something which you feel I did not cover, or if there is a question in particular that you're struggling with, you can put it down at the comment section. Maybe I'll do my best to explain and to try and answer it, because as I was going through past question papers, there are a lot of questions I honestly understood there's no way I can do them all. But if at least I have selected 5, which I feel like they cover the basis upon which, if you are founded, there's no way you would struggle with any compound interest question. So let's get to it now. For this particular one, okay, let's leave this one. We are not here. You see, this one has nothing to do with us. Now, 4.2.4, the FNB business account pays, so it pays a 2.4 interest per annum. The interest is compounded monthly. So for A, we are asked, calculate the monthly interest rate. Well, if this is how we are given interest per annum, how would the interest be if it was monthly? So now for this one, remember we spoke about compounding daily, monthly, you remember? So here you are simply supposed to say that 2.4, and then you will multiply it by 1 over 12. So let's go to our calculator and say 2.4, when you multiply it by 1 over 12, what do you get? So it says you get 0.2%, so it becomes 0.2%. So that's what you were supposed to do there. There are other ways to do that, but at the end of the day, it should be 0.2% that you are getting. Now, let's go to B. Calculate how much interest John will earn on 11,300 if he cashes out his account in 2 months. Remember when we were on the first lesson, I told you that you are not those people. Well, apparently we have met John. He is that particular human being. He cashes out before it has matured, before the investment has matured. Now, Park makes it easy for you. What is our period, or for how long until John cashes out? Well, 2 months. 2 months. John doesn't play like that. After 2 months, he would like to have his money. What is our principal amount? So our principal amount is 11,300. What is our rate? Well, our rate is 2.4%. Now, you can use a 0.2. I don't want you to use a 0.2. You're still going to get the same answer, but let's focus on the basics. You see, if you keep and you stick to the basics, things become easy for you rather than for you to try and introduce new doctrine, foreign doctrine. Let's stay away from foreign doctrine. So we know that it's 2.4% per annum. What is our compound? How is it compounded? Well, it is compounded monthly, which we already know what it means when it's compounded monthly. We know by what we should multiply it by. So since it's 2 months, remember it's compounded monthly and it's 2 months. That should tell us, you see, this and this should tell us that we are going to have 2 steps. I'm going to call them steps. You need to get used to that. We are going to call them steps. So now let's get here. So let's say that month 1, that's our step 1. Month 1. What happens in month 1? Well, in month 1, we are going to take the principal which is 11,300. We are going to multiply it by the interest, which is 2.4 over 100. We are going to multiply it by 1 over 12 because it is compounded monthly. Now let's go and see what we get. 11,300, multiply it by 2.4 over 100, and then you multiply that by the compound. It says that it becomes 22.6. What is this? Again, by now you know this is interest. This that you have just calculated is interest after 1 month. This is interest after the first month. Do we stop there? No, we don't stop there because there's still another month remaining. But even in month 1, we are not yet done. We have just calculated the interest. We must get the total. So we are supposed to take the principal, which is 11,300. We add the interest there, and then what do we get? It's already here. So let's just say 11,300. Let's see what we get. We get 11,322.6. If you decide to end here, that means that you would have 11,322.6. But then we go to second month. So month 2. Remember what I said. We are calculating compound interest. Interest is calculated on the principal amount plus interest. It's not just only calculated on the principal amount like simple interest. Simple interest is only calculated on the principal amount and it stays the same for the entire period. This one is calculated on the principal amount plus interest. So, what is our principal amount for month 2? Is it this one? No, it's not. This was our principal for month 1. Our principal for month 2 is what we ended at for month 2. So we say 11,322.6 multiplied by 2.4 over 100 multiplied by 1 over 12. What do we get? Okay, it's already here. So let's just say 2 over 4 over 100. And let's multiply this by a 1 over 12. So it says that we get 22.6452. Are we done? What is this? No, this is the interest. Are we done? No, we are not done. What are we supposed to do? We add principal plus interest. 6452. What do we get? It's already here. Let's just add the 11,322.6. Now it says that we get 11,345.2452. Go back to the question. Calculate how much interest. Remember I told you, do they want the total amount after 2 months or do they just want the interest? They want the interest. It's the interest that we're supposed to calculating. I showed you 2 steps. I told you, don't do the first step. Stick to the second step, which is you take the total amount, you subtract what you initially started with here. So last 2 first. Let's do it here. So we are going to say 11,345.2452. When you are subtracting 11,300, what do you get? So it's already here. Let's just say 11,300. Now we get a 45.24525. This is the final answer. We can round it off to 2 decimal places. So it's going to be a 25. So the interest that was earned after 2 months for having invested 11,300 is 45.25 cents. That's how it works. That's how you solve this one. Now let's continue. Let's see. We have a lot. Okay, what have we here? So here we have let me use a different one. Let me use a gold. So we have Mrs. Teddy went to check the maturity value towards her retirement annuity as she will be turning 54 in 4 months' time. She expects to receive her lump sum when she turns 55. Okay, the sales lady informed her that the maturity value is apparently 334,159 and she will receive 1/3. Okay, Okay, she will receive 1/3 of this lump sum. So she's not going to get the lump sum when she turns 55 all in all. She's just going to get a third. A third, it's 1/3. It's the same thing. This is because as from 2017, South African law stated that if a lump sum exceeded 247,500, a person will receive a third of the total lump sum and thereafter will receive equal installments. Okay, Mrs. Teddy decided to invest, so she decided to invest the third, the 1/3 of her lump sum at 9% per annum. Compounded how? It is compounded half yearly. For how long? Oh, for 2 years. Looks like our park is finished. Now, but before we get to our park, let's deal with 2.3.1. 2.3.1 says that calculate the amount Mrs. Teddy will receive when she turns 55. Remember, they said that she's going to receive a third of the total lump sum. So what is a third? It's not hard. You go to your calculator when you are talking about a third, or you're talking about a third, of which it's a 1/3. If you're talking about a 1/3, you simply do exactly what it says. It says 1/3, right? So it is 1/3. And then you multiply it by the lump sum, which is 334,159. So let's see what we get. So a third of 334,159 says that it's 111,386.33. So rounded off to 2 decimal places. 33. So this was for the first question. But we are not here for the first question. Okay, we are also here for the first question. But we are here for this. Yes, of course, you've seen it. Let's get things right. You see 8 mark. You see 10 mark, you see 11 mark, you see 9 mark, 6 mark, 5 mark, 7 mark. You get excited. Why? You know that those marks are there for you. You are going to get all those marks, even if sometimes you don't get all of them, but you know that you're going to get something. You see 2 mark, you get excited. I don't understand the mentality. Chances are, if you get it wrong, 2 mark is gone. But chances are, there are a lot of things that you can get right in an 8 mark question, even though you're not going to get completely everything right. You're going to get some right, which gives you part of that particular 8 mark. Hence, you should be excited because you go there knowing I'm going to get something. Anyway, let's continue. So, 2.3.2. Mrs. Teddy says that the interest, not the total, no, interest she will receive after 2 years, it's 24,500. Verify showing all calculations. Okay, so she's saying that for having invested this third or this 1/3 of her lump sum at 9% compounded half yearly for 2 years, she's going to receive interest that is worth 24,500. We are supposed to prove it. We are the mathematicians. That's why they are calling us to say, come and prove if this is correct. Now, let's start. Pack. Remember? Pack. So, what is our period? Well, our period is 2 years. What is our money that should be invested? What is our principal amount? Our principal amount is 111,386.33. Wow, at what rate? Well, 9% per annum. What is our compound? How is it compounded? Well, it is compounded monthly. So not compounded monthly. What am I saying? It's compounded half yearly. So it is compounded half yearly. You know what we are supposed to do when you see half yearly. And now remember, they could have said compounded biannually. They could have said compounded semi-annual. It's the same thing. What else are we supposed to do? This here and this, they should tell us how many steps we are supposed to have. How many half yearlies do we have in 2 years? We have 4. How do I know? Because in 1 year, we have 2 halves. So in 2 years, you are going to have 4 halves. So we are going to have 4 steps. Looks like we're going to work for this 8 mark. So let's get started. So this year, I would like to say, first year or year 1, year one. In year one, we are going to have two halves. Right? You can say year one, first half. Now, someone could have said first half, second half, third half, fourth half. It's still the same thing. At the end of the day, there should be 4 steps. What are we going to do? It's still the same thing. Nothing has ever changed. Nothing has changed. It's still principal. 386.33. What do we do to it? We multiply it by the percentage and then the interest rate, and then we multiply it. It's half yearly, so it's 6/12. You remember that now? It's 6/12. What do we get? So it's already here. So let's just say, okay, it's not rounded off. It's fine. So let's just say 111,386.33. You multiply it by 9 over 100, and then you multiply it by a 6/12. Let's see, what do you get? You get 5,000. You get 5,000. You get 5,000. So 5,012.38485. It looks like we are going to be getting a lot of decimals. We'll try to cap some of them, even though they are not final answers, so that our calculations can go smoothly, Are we done here? No. What are we calculating? Interest. What's next? Total. So we are going to say that the principal amount plus the interest that we received first half of the first year, 85. What do we get? Since it's already here, we can say 386.33. So for the first half, actually the total is supposed to be 398,714.98. There is a 1 here. 149. There is a 1 somewhere there. I know you're not seeing it. You're like, what's this? But there is a 1 there. Now this is the first half. So again, year 1, second half. Let's get what? Real estate. Let's get some real estate. So what are we taking? Are we taking the initial? No, we are taking what we ended with for the first year, and we are dragging it to the second half. The first half for the second half. So again, principal 7,149. Multiply by 9/100. Multiply by 6/12. What do we get? Since it's already here, multiply by 9/100, and also multiply by a 6/12. What do we get? So we get 5,237.942168. Are we done? No. Why? Because this is interest. Where's the total? So we're going to say 398.7149 plus the 5,237.942168. Since it's already here, let's simply just say plus 111. Okay, nope. 6,398.7149. And then we are getting 121,636.6571. This is for the second half. Are we done? No, we have 4 steps. But now we are at year 2, first half. We are at year 2, first half. What do we have for year 2, first half? We have the principal, which we ended with for the previous half, which is 121,636.6571. What do we do to it? Multiply it by the interest rate, 100, and then we multiply it by 6/12. What do we get? Since it's already here, let's just say 9/100, and then also let's just say 6/12. So we are going to get a 5,473. Oh, this is a lot. 649,568. Are we done? No, that was interest. What do? We must make sure that we also get the total for that particular period. 6571 plus 5473.649568. Since it's already here, let's simply just say plus 121,636.6571. What do we get? We get 127,110.3067. Are we done for this particular? No, we still need to do the second half of the second year. Let's get some real estate. So year 2, second half, of which for someone this could have been just fourth half. Yes, fourth half. So we are going to start with what we ended with on year 2 first half, which is 127,110.36.7, and then we are going to multiply by 9 over 100 multiplied by 6 over 12. Since it's already here, we can simply say 9 over 100, and we can also say 6 over 12. What do we get? We get 5,719.9638. Are we done? No, it's interest. What do we do to it? We add it to the principal, so we can get the total for that particular period. 5719.9638. What do we get for the total? Since it's already here, let's say 127,110.3067. We are going to get 132,830.2705. Now it looks like, yes, indeed, we are done. But what were they asking us to calculate? Let's go up. Said we should calculate the interest. Like I said, interest, you see now we have 4 steps. Instead of taking, because if you wanted to do it the additional form, let me use a different color. You'd have to take the first interest, add it with the second interest, third interest, fourth interest. But because we are here for simplicity, we are going to take what we ended with, and we are going to subtract what we started with, and we should get our interest. So let's do it here on the side. The interest. The interest that is supposed to be the answer. We are going to say 132,830.2705, and then we're going to subtract the 111,386.33. What's the answer? Since it's already here, let's just say 111. And don't get frustrated when I'm saying since it's already here. I made a video on how to use your calculator so that you can save time. See, I'm saving time by not constantly having to retype what is already on my calculator. So we can round this off. So we can say 21,443.94. That's how it works. Now the question is this statement valid? 21,443.94. She said she's going to get 24,500. But we are actually getting 21,443.94. So the statement is cherry on top. Invalid. And that right there is your 8 marks. Now, we're not done. 5 extracts. Remember. And by now, if you feel like, you're catching the, you know what, you can just pause. Try to do it on your own and see where you get. So, and then you'll continue. You'll pause. You'll do it on the side, and then you'll replay, and then you'll see. Now we have a loan offer which is available from Trust Bank. They offer a loan of 90,000 at an interest rate of, okay, what should we use here? Let's go for a green. So the loan offer is for 90,000. Interest rate is 10% per annum. It is compounded. Guess what? Wait for it. Quarterly. The maximum period is 36 months. You cannot go above that, but you can go below that. You are allowed to go below that. Marshall decides to take the loan over a period of 2 years. Determine how much he would repay after 9 months. So Marshall took it for 2 years, but we must determine how much he will repay after 9 months. Okay. So our period, actually, it's this 9 months. Now let's go. Park. What's our period? Our period is actually 9 months. Why? Because we must determine how much he would have repaid after 9 months. Don't get confused by these 2 years and by this 36 months. Focus on the question. The question says you must calculate how much he would have repaid after 9 months. Not after 2 years or after 9 months. Important. And then what is our principal amount? Well, he went for 90,000. And then what is our rate? It's currently 10% per annum. How is it being compounded? It is compounded quarterly. Are we done here? No. This and this should tell us how many steps, how many quarters is 9 months. First of all, a quarter, how many months is 1 quarter? How many months is 1 quarter? Well, a quarter is 3 months. So how many 3 months do we have in 9 months? Well, you can simply say 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3, which will give you a 3. So 9 divided by 3 gives us a 3. So 3. So 3 steps. 3 steps. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then yes, that's what we are doing. So let's do this. Let's get this right. So now we are going to come here and say that first quarter or quarter 1, however you want to name it. Anyways, however you want to name it, first quarter, or you can simply say that quarter 1. What do we do for quarter 1? Principal. What is our principal? 90,000. What do? We multiply it by 10 over 100. What is the multiplication when it's quarterly? Well, it's 3 over 12. 3 over 12. And don't make a mistake. It's 3 over 12. We have done it on the first lesson. Now let's go to our calculator and say, what is 90,000 when you multiply it by 10 over 100, and also you want to multiply it by a 3 over 12. So you get 2,250. Are we done here? No, we are not. Why? Because this is just interest. Keep on mentioning it. You're supposed to take the principal, which is 90,000. You add the interest so that you can get the total for that particular quarter, which, since it's already here, we can simply say it was 90,000, and then we are going to get 92,250. Now let's go to quarter 2. What do we start with? What we ended with on the first quarter, which is 92,250 multiplied by 10 over 100 multiplied by 3 over 12. Now, since it's already here, we can simply say multiply by 10 over 100, and then we multiply it by 3 over 12. What do we get? So we actually get 2,306.25. Are we done? No, it's interest. What do we do to it? We add it to the principal plus 2,306.25. What do we get? Let's say 92250. We actually get 94,556.25. Are we done? No. Are we done? No. Are we done? Nope. We go to the last quarter. 3 steps, remember. Quarter 3. What do we do? What we ended with on quarter 2, which is 94,556.25. Multiply it by the interest rate, multiply it by the compound. What do we get? It's already here. So it's 10 over 100. And it becomes a 3 over a 12. What do we get? We get a 2,363.90625. Oh, we don't know its interest. What do we do to it? We add it to the principal. Plus 2,363.90625, which will give us, since it's already here, let's just say 94,556.25. We actually get a 96,920.15625, which can be rounded off to 2 decimal places, and it becomes 96,920.16. Marshall decided to take loan over a period of 2 years. Determine how much you would repay after 9 months, not the interest. So this is the total. Now, I'd continue. And where you go? Where do you think who said we're not done? What's wrong with you? Come back here. Let's have blue. I mean, when last did we have blue? Let's be honest. We are not being fair to blue. Blue, we have not been fair to you for not using you. So let's use you. Not in the wrong way or anything. Anyway, Neil invests 15,000 of his total profit in a bank which offers him. Now, I want you to pay attention to this one because it looks different and it is different and you need to apply different steps here. So now Neil invests 15,000 of his total profit in a bank which offers him the following interest rate. Apparently, they are offering him 6.25 interest compounded yearly for the first year. So for the first year, he's getting at 6.25 interest. For the second year, and an interest rate of 6.95 compounded yearly for the second year. Different interest rates, but it's still compounded yearly. For different years, he is getting different interest rate, right? That should be fascinating. Calculate the total interest again. At the end, you know what we should do. That Neil's investment would end at the end of the second year. At the end of the second year. So again, pack. I feel like this would be a bit. Anyway, what's the period? So the period end of the second year. So the period is 2 years. What's the principal amount? It's 15,000. What is the rate? There are 2 rates. So for first and second. So for first, we have 6.25% per annum. For the second one, we have 6.95% per annum. What is the compound? It's compounded annually or yearly. This and this tells us that we just have to calculate for 2 steps because yearly and 2 years. They are just 2 years. So, first step or first year or year 1. Year 1, what do we do? Principal. What do we do to principal? We multiply it by 6. It's for the first year. Remember, for the first year, it's 6.25%. That's important. This is for the first year. For the first year. So, it's 6.25. And then, again, I know you are like, yes. Put it there. Let's see it. Let's see that you know what you're doing. So 6.25, okay, 0.25 over 100. Also multiply it by 12 over 12. What do you get? You actually get 937.5. Are we done? No, this is interest. This is interest. What should we do? We add it to the principal plus 937.5. What do we get? 15,000. We actually get 15,937.5. First year, yes, we are done. Second year, let's continue. Year 2. what do we use? What we ended with for year 1, so it's 15,937.5. Multiply. Do we multiply it by 6.25? No, we don't. Why? Because they gave him a different interest rate for the second year. For the second year, the interest rate is no longer 6.25, it's 6.95. Important. Pay attention. Do your PAC. Do your PAC. It will guide you. Do your PAC so that immediately start with calculations. Everything becomes what? Simple, easy. So it's 6.95 over 100, and then you multiply that by a 12 over at 12. Since it's already here, let's simply say multiply by 6.95. Do your PAC, things will be simpler. Now let's see what we get. We get a 1,107.65625. Now are we done? Nope. You have to take the principal and you add the interest to get the total for that particular year. So let's simply say 15,937.5. What do we get? We get 17,045.15625. Are we done? No. Why? Because this is what they said we should calculate, the interest, not the total amount. What do we do? What we ended with, subtracting what we initially started with. Let's use a different one so you can see. So here, let's say interest. We're going to say 17,045.15625, subtracting 15,000. What do we get? It's already here. So let's just say subtracting 15,000. We are actually we are getting 2,045.15625. Let's get some real estate. So this can be rounded off to 2,045.16. Yes, 0.16. That should be the rounding off of that particular one, because that's what they said we should be calculating. Now, the last one. Is this the last one? Yes, this is the last one. This is the last one. This is indeed the last one. Neo invested 2,500 euros for 30 months at a compound interest rate of 12.6 per annum, compounded annually. So, do you go back to blue? Where's my pink? Neo invested 2,500 euros for 30 months at a compound interest rate of 12.6 per annum. Compounded how? Annually. Pay attention here. Something has to happen here. Something has to happen. Let's start. PAC. When I say PAC should make things easy for you, it's because PAC indeed has to make things easy for you. Let's personify PAC. PAC is making things for you. Yeah, it's that human being that makes things easy for you. Anyways, what's our period? So our period is 30 months. 30 months. 30 months. What is our principal amount? It's 2,500 euros. What is our rate? It's 12.6% per annum. What is our compound? It's actually compounded annually. This and this, what does it give us? How many years are in 30 months? Well, we have to go to our calculator and say 30 months, we divide by 12 months in 1 year, we actually get 2.5. So it's 2.5 years. What is 2.5 years? 2.5 years, it's 2 years and 6 months. How do I know that this 2.5 years means 2 years and 6 months? Well, because we can still come to our calculator and say, what is 0.5? When you multiply it by 12 months, it will say it's 6. See? So it's 2.5 years, which is 2 years and 6 months. 2 years and 6 months annually. That means we are going to have 3 steps. The reason why we are going to have 3 steps, the last step won't be, you will see what we'll do to the last step, and that you have to pay attention because there are a lot of questions they can come across in this format, and we need to know how do you manipulate the last step if the last step does not amount to the whole year. Now, let's start. So again, year 1. Principal, 2,500. What do we multiply it with? So it says it's 12 over 6 multiplied by 12 over 12. So let's come here. Nope. 2,500 multiplied by, and also multiplied by 12. This is where basics pay dividends. Yes, this is where basics pay what? Dividends. Are we done? No, this is what? Interest. What do we do to it? We have to take that interest, we add it. So you have to take the interest and you have to add that particular interest. Where do you add that particular interest? Well, you take that interest and you add it to what you initially started with. So it becomes, since it's already here, we can say 2,500. It becomes 2,815. This is for year 1. Year 2, let's see what you have year 2. Year 2, we start with what we ended with for year 1. We'll multiply it by 12 over 100. We'll multiply it by 12 over 12. Now it's already here, 12 over 6 over 100 multiplied by 12 over 12. 3,000. What am I saying? 354.69. Are we done? Oh, this is interest. What do? We have to add it to we take the interest to add it to the principal amount. Why did I cancel that? I feel like I'm starting to operate on a flight mode. How long has this video been for? I feel like I'm starting to operate on some flight mode now. Because now it's not happening. It's not happening. I'm canceling things and I'm saying out wrong numbers. Flight mode. Hey. Let's not be on flight mode. Flight mode is not good for getting marks. If you're on flight mode, even the marks will be flying. So 316969. 316969. Yes, that's for second year. Third year. Year 3. Yes, I know we are not going to complete year 3. We don't have year 3 in full. We only have 6 months. What do we do if we only have 6 months in a year? Well, we do it as it says. It's 6 months in a year. It's 6 over a 12. That's important. If it was 8 months, it will be 8 months over a 12. If it was 3 months, it will be 3 months over a 12. If it was 1 month, it will be a 1 month over a 12 on this particular last step. So you are supposed to say that 3,169.69 multiplied by 12 over 6 over 100 multiplied by 6, because that's what's remaining, over 12. If it was 8, it was going to be 8 over 12. If it was 11, it was going to be 11 over a 12, because you have to account for that part that is there. And this is what we are. Why am I saying this is where basics pay dividends? Because you see, we've been carrying this, knowing that this is equals to 1. Doesn't change the formula. But we've been carrying it because we want you to, when you get to such, it's already there in your mind that, you know what, I have to use that so that it can be easy for me, so that even if I have 5 months, I know that it's 5 over 12. But if you have not been doing 12 over 12, 12 over 12, you'll struggle when it comes to such things. Because now you'll be asking yourself for the third year. Or someone might just do for 2 years and they think they are done. And you are not. You're supposed to account for third year. Even if third year is not full, you are still supposed to account for it. But now you have accounted for it accurately. Why? Because you've been following what? The steps. Let's see now. Multiply by over 12. Over 12? Nope. over 100 multiply by, now it says it's 6 over top. It says that it's 199,69047. Are we done? No, we are not. We are supposed to say 669 plus 199. Okay, it's comma 69047. What do we get? So let's just say plus 3169.69. We actually get 3,369. So it's actually becoming 3,369.3804.7. 38047. And also, what are we supposed to do to that? We are supposed to round it off because it's more like the final answer. So 3369. That's the final. Because this is the amount that is supposed to receive at the end of the period. Not the interest, but the final amount that is supposed to receive. So that was just about that. So thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. But most importantly, don't forget to share. If it has been of assistance to you, it might most definitely be of assistance to someone else. So share the link. Keep the link going. You can hold on to the lesson, not the link. No, we don't do that. Don't do that. Let the link go to other people. Hold on to the lesson. Anyway, keep well. Thank you.